Hi, my name's Eric Fowler, and I want to show or explain how we use the Mango Power E units. So I purchased two of these for my house, and I'll show you how I use them. The first thing I'll do is I'll just show you how I have them hooked up here. Then I'll show you what I've done at my two different power panels, because in my house I have one at where the power comes into the house, and then I have, which is outside the garage, and then I have another one inside the house, which is the original house panel. So we'll make a stop at all three of those places, and I'll just kind of show you how it's hooked up and how I'm using it. I'll show you that right down here we've got the two Mango Power units, and I have these labeled as 1 and 2 just to keep them straight. And I have them powered in the back here by two 30-amp plugs, so that I can use the quick charge mode. If you don't have 30-amp plugs, you can't really use the full quick charge at 30 or 3,000 watts input. Otherwise, you're going to use 15 amps or 20 amps, and you'll get less than the 3,000 on the quick charge. But so this should get the full 3,000 watts quick charge. And by the way, I've tested that, and so I know that it does work that well. Then over here, these two cables go into here, and they go out into the house panel, which I'll show you in a minute how at the house panel it has a transfer switch that allows me to say run this circuit breaker from the grid or run it from the Mango Power units. Let's see, I'll show you here that right now these are connected to power, and I used them last night to run everything. So you can see here now that this is recharging from the grid at 613 watts. I don't have it in the quick charge mode because I think it's healthier for the batteries to charge up slower than faster. But of course, in a situation where you need them to charge up quick, you've got the quick charge option. So right now this battery is charging back up from what was about 20% after using it overnight. And I use these about 12 hours, but they'll run 14 hours on my particular usage at nighttime. And then over on the other side, you can see this one is coming back up to 46. It has 46% power, and it's taking 570 watts from the grid. And again, that's at the maintenance mode that is coming in. These batteries will charge back up in about 4 hours of this grid charge like this, and they'll charge back up. This has helped me also determine what type of solar panels to get and how fast they would charge, how much solar power it will take to charge them back up. So if I only had like 600 watts of power in my solar panels, I could charge these back up in 3 to 4 hours. However, if I put 1,000 watts out there, or even the max 2,000 watts, seems like you would be able to charge these back up at 2,000 watts. You could charge this back up in an hour and a half. So I'm probably going to start out with 1,000 watts of power, solar power, for each of these units to begin with. I don't have those yet, but that's my next phase, is getting solar power to these. And from talking to Mango Power, if you put solar panel on these and you have them hooked up to the grid like I do, they will, the unit will prioritize the solar power over the grid power. That way you can have it connected to the grid and to the solar at the same time, and you won't use grid to power it back up, but you'll use solar to power back up. If it senses solar power, it'll use that over the grid. This is all really I wanted to show you here at this spot. Now let's move out to the outside. Okay, so this is where the power comes into my house. Obviously there's a power meter there. And this is a little panel here where I've got this. You can see here are the Mango charging outlets. I have them at 30 amp outlets, and that way I can get the full use out of the quick charge at 30 or 3,000 watts an hour. Up here I had the electrician while he was here put in a panel or an opening that allows me to connect my generator straight up to here, and I can charge the Mango Power units with the generator through my outlets this way. So that helps me not, and even if I wasn't using the Mango Power units, I could power my whole house with the generator through that plug there. So I like that little option. Also, I have this is kind of a side note, I have this EMP protection that I also got from David Gilmore at ldsprepper.com. And that protects my entire house from any EMP event. Okay, and right here I have the 2 EMP. The red wire goes on 120 amp breaker. The black wire goes on the other 20 amp breaker, and then of course the white cable that comes out of the EMP power unit goes on to, is connected to the ground behind the panel. So it's pretty simple, and it feels good to have that on there just in case. I also have those on each of my cars. So anyway, coming back in here now, I'll show you the other side. Okay, so here is where the fun stuff happens. We've got the electrician in here, and I think the electrician had as much fun putting this in as I did. But so this is the main panel of our house, and it has the washer, dryer, and all of the furnace, master bedroom, the bedroom outlets, the bedroom lights, etc. Washer, kitchen, and this is all transferred down here to this unit. And you see, if I want to run off the Mango Power, I switch this to the generator side. If I want to run off of grid power, I switch it to the line side. Right now you can see they're all running off the generator except for these 3. These are in the neutral position because they're kind of spares. One of the things about this that I like is I can turn these on or off and determine how much juice to run off my batteries. So right now I'm running all the 110 power in my house. That's internet, TV, the furnace, which is really the biggest driving thing that caused me to do this, is I wanted to be able to run my furnace in the wintertime if there was a power outage. I didn't want, we live in Utah and it gets cold here in the winter. And I thought one of the worst things that could happen is to have a power outage in the wintertime. So I wanted to prepare against that, and that's why I did this. But it's also fun in different ways as well. I mean, this runs the wash machine, and, well, basically everything in the house. The only thing it doesn't run is the 240 appliances, which are the electric stove and the dryer. And the air conditioner. So there's 3 things that I won't be powering in a power outage. So the 240 is just for kind of a one-time use or temporary use. That's really, in a nutshell, how I use it. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get my solar panels to watch them charge up, and I want to get to a point where they charge it up and run my 110 power during the daytime, and then the batteries can cover the 110 usage all through the night, and then the sun can pick it back up in the morning. Of course, I know that the wintertime is going to be a bigger challenge than that, but here now in the summertime I can start out with this. Later, if I decide that I need more battery power because of the longer winter nights, then I can add the additional battery packs that you can put on the Mango Power units and move my system from what it is now. Right now it's this 7 kilowatt battery, but I can move that up to a 14 kilowatt battery, which is pretty big for a house unit. In any case, that's all I have today. I hope you have a good day today, and we'll see you next time.